Good morning. In this lecture, we'll discuss about projection operators. So first of all, we discuss about the projection operators. So let H be a Hilbert space and Y be a closed subspace of H. Then we already gone through the projection theorem. It says that each member X belongs to be H has a unique representation X is equal to be Y plus Z, where Y belongs to be Y and Z belongs to be a Y perpendicular subset of AH. In this case, we can write H as a direct sum of a Y and Y perpendicular. Clear? So we have already gone through this theorem. So now consider mapping P from H to H that sends X from belongs to be H and Y belongs to be Y, where X is equal to be Y plus Z and Y belongs to be Y and Z belongs to be a Y perpendicular. It is well defined because it sends X to a unique element Y belongs to be H. That is, we can define up the mapping P from H to H defined as Px is equal to By, where X is equal to be Y plus Z. Here the X belongs to be H and Y belongs to be Y is called a projection operator or orthogonal projection operator on a H. So we have defined the projection operator or orthogonal projection operator on H. So note that Y is the corresponding range space of P. It is easily seen that the projection operator P from H to H is a linear operator where Y is a given closed linear subspace of a H. That is the X belongs to be H belongs to be a Y. So if Y belongs to be Y subset of a H, then Y is equal to be Y plus 0 and 0 belongs to be a Y by representation formula. So and Py is equal to be Y belongs to be Y. Therefore, P is restricted to Y becomes the identity operator on a Y. On the other hand, if Z belongs to be Y perpendicular subset of a H, we have Z is equal to be a 0 plus Z, where 0 belongs to be a Y and Z belongs to be a Y perpendicular. So we see that Pz is equal to be 0. And conversely, if Pw is equal to be 0, we can have a W is equal to be 0 plus W. So we're showing that the W belongs to be Y perpendicular. Hence, null space of a P is equal to be Y perpendicular. Also, we can now write X is equal to be Y plus Z, which is equal to be a Px plus Z. So thus Z is equal to be X minus Px, which can be rewritten as the identity X minus a Px, which is equal to be I minus Px. So where I is the identity operator from a H to H. So we can say that the operator I minus P is the projection operator of a H onto Y perpendicular. So if P is the projection operator over H with its range, a closed subspace Y of H, then I minus P is the projection operator over H with its range Y perpendicular and vice versa. So we have discussed up here. So we have a theorem now over the projection operator. So let this P is a bounded linear operator from H to H, where H is a Hilbert space. So a bounded linear operator being a Hilbert space is a projection operator. So now we discuss of this bounded linear operator is a projection operator under the condition now if and only if P is idempotent, that is a P square is equal to P and self-adjoint. Now if P is idempotent and self-adjoint, then this P is a projection operator in a Hilbert space and vice versa we have. The first, let P be a projection operator and write the PH is equal to Py. where y is a closed subspace of H and H as a direct sum of a y and y perpendicular. If x belongs to be H, then Px is equal to be a y belongs to be y. So P square x is equal to be P of Px, which is equal to be, now this Px is equal to be y. So this is the P of y. Now P of y is equal to be y, which is equal to be P of x. So this is true for all x belongs to be H. Hence P square is equal to be P, implying that P is an idempotent. Again, suppose that x1 is equal to be y1 plus z1 and x2 is equal to be y2 plus z2, where x1 and x2 belongs to be H. y1 and y2 belongs to be a y and z1 and z2 belongs to be a y perpendicular. So then y1 y2 belongs to be y, z1 z2 belongs to be y perpendicular. It means that if we took the inner product between y1 and z2, we get is equal to be 0, and similarly the inner product of a z1 y2 is equal to be 0 because y is perpendicular to y perpendicular. So the inner product of a px1 comma x2 can be written as inner product of a y1 comma x2. So here the x2 is equal to be a y2 plus z2, and by using the property of a inner product, this is equal to be y1 y2 plus the inner product of a y1 z2. Now here the y1 z2 inner product is 0, so we get this is equal to be 0. So we get this is equal to be inner product of a y1 y2, which is equal to be inner product of a y1 y2 plus inner product of a z1 comma y2, because here again the z1 y2 is equal to be 0, which is can be written as the y1 plus z1 comma y2 by the property of inner product, which is now y1 plus z1 is equal to be x1. This is the inner product of x1 comma y2, which is equal to be the inner product of x1 comma px2. So we get that p is a self-adjoint. So we get the result. So here now we will discuss the converse part now. So first we have discussed if P is a projection operator, then P is a idempotent and P is a self-adjoint. Now we will prove that if P is a idempotent and P is a self-adjoint, then P is a projection operator. Now suppose that P is a self-adjoint, that is a P star is equal to P, and idempotent, that is P square is equal to P. So let PH is equal to be Y. Thus for every x belongs to be H, we have x can be written as the Px plus the I minus P of Ax, where I is our identity operator. Now as I minus P of Ax belongs to be a Y perpendicular, and P star is equal to P and P square is equal to P, so using up these three conditions, we will consider up in this. So we can consider up the inner product of a Px comma I minus P of Ax is equal to be inner product of a x comma P star I minus P into x, because the P star is equal to be P, so this is equal to be P, and now we can go with this is the Px minus the P square of x. Now because here the P square is equal to be again P, so this is the Px minus the Px, which is the inner product of a x comma 0. So now I minus P, Px is equal to be Px minus P square is equal to be 0, so shows that the null space of a I minus P, that is the null space I minus P satisfies. So we have Y is a subset of a null space of a I minus P. Again, I minus P of Ax is equal to be 0, so it implies that x is equal to be a Px belongs to be Y. So the null space of a I minus P is a subset of a Y. So consequently, null space of I minus P is equal to be Y. So Y is always a closed subspace of H. So null space of I minus P is the closed subspace of H. So finally, P is restricted to Y is the identity operator, because Y is equal to be Px. Gives Py is equal to be P of a Px, which is equal to be P square of Ax, which is equal to be Px because P is idempotent, which is equal to be Y. So this implies that P is the projection operator on a H. Now further we have the projection operator P from H to H where H is a Hilbert space, is bounded and self-adjoint such that the norm of a P is equal to P1. Now suppose that Px is equal to Py, where x is equal to Py plus z, and y belongs to be a y which is equal to be ph, and z belongs to be a y perpendicular. So now if you consider the norm of a px square, now the norm px is equal to be y, so this is equal to be norm of a y square, which is less than equal to be norm of a y plus z square, which is equal to be norm of a x square. So this implies that p is bounded with the norm of a p is less than equal to be 1. Now if x is non-zero such that x belongs to be y, then px is equal to px, and norm of a px is equal to be norm of ax, implies that norm of a p is equal to be 1. Now we shall show that p is self-adjoint. So let x1 and x2 belongs to be h. Thus we have a x1 is equal to be y1 plus z1, and x2 is equal to be y2 plus z2, where y1 y2 belongs to be y, and z1 z2 belongs to be a y perpendicular. So px1 is equal to be y1, px2 is equal to be y2, and therefore we consider a inner product of a px1 comma x2, which is equal to be the inner product of a y1 comma x2. Now here the x2 is equal to be y2 plus z2, which is equal to be the, by using the property of inner product, we have y1 comma y2 plus inner product of a y1 comma z2, which is equal to be, because here again the y1 comma z2 inner product is equal to be 0, so we get it is equal to be the inner product of a y1 comma y2. Similarly, we consider the inner product of a x1 comma px2, which is equal to be the inner product of x1 comma the y2, which is equal to be the y1 plus z1 comma y2 inner product. And using up the property of inner product, this is equal to be the inner product of a y1 comma y2 plus inner product of a z1 comma y2, which is equal to be inner product of a y1 comma y2. So since here we have so inner product of a px1 comma x2 is equal to be the inner product of a x1 comma px2. So hence it follows that p is a self-adjoint. So these are some of the references. Thank you.